Says it's still connecting.
I have us on now.
Yes, we are on.
We were having a grand old time.
We sure were. Sorry about that little glitch, you guys. We were just so ahead of the game. So I will just do reintroductions again because clearly it didn't take the first time. So I'm Melissa from Holistic Energy Healing, and we are coming live from the state of New York. I'm in the Hudson Valley, and Angela from Alegna Soaps is down in Bethpage, Long Island, and Kay from Soap Studio on Fifth is in Brooklyn. And so this is our fourth week, our fourth Indie Artisan Collective event, and we are so excited to be here with you today. And gosh, these ladies are amazing soap artists. But before we get into what their process is and their items that they'll be selling, because they have some good stuff happening, I wanted just to highlight that you can follow us on Instagram, Indie Artisan Collective, same name. YouTube, if you haven't followed our YouTube page, please do so as well at the Indie Artisan Collective. And if you're interested at any point of purchasing anything or have any questions, you could jot it in the comment section. And one of our lovely supporters will be answering questions and feeding me questions to feed to the artisans as well. If you're interested in purchasing anything, you can also do it through that link. Or if you want to peruse their websites, please feel free to do that as well. They're both offering free shipping, so take advantage of that. And what else? And if you had any particular questions or want to just directly communicate with the artisan, find their Facebook page and they'll give you all those details in their introductions. And they will get back to you as soon as they can. So without further ado, we're already 9 minutes in with a little glitch. Apologize for that. Let's start with who you are, what you do, and then go for it.
Okay, so I'll go first because I'm loud. So I'm Angela from Alegna Soap. I call myself a saponification engineer just because my husband's an engineer and it sounds kind of equal to him. And I love all things soap, and I especially love Kay soap. I'll show you them later. Go ahead, Kay.
Hi, I'm Kay from Soap Studio on Fifth. We do all kinds of soap, hot process, cold process, and melt and pour. And I do melt and pour in a little extra 3D, like Angela is all excited about.
Look at it.
We also do sugar scrubs and lotions, etc. But today we are talking about our 3D soaps. Angela's presentation is on her CP soaps, and I am actually impressed with her first offering, which is her soap for soup, which are, first of all, there are two stories to this. First off, these soaps are gorgeous. It's impressive that they're made from scraps. They don't look it, they don't smell it. They are so beautiful. Look at those.
Yours is different than mine.
Beautiful.
Yeah, they're all, well, because I make very small batches. They're maybe in batches of 5 or 10. And so they're all different. In fact, I'll tell people.
Each one is always different. Each batch is.
Yeah, if you find one you like, if you can find the other 4, buy them all because I'll never make it again in that order.
There we go.
Oh, wow.
So these are awesome, unique, one-of-a-kind soaps. Yes, they're awesome. And Angela, tell us the story behind these soaps, because that story is impressive and heartwarming.
Yes.
As well.
So many years ago, I had a friend. Actually, she was an acquaintance. She wasn't even a friend yet. It was just someone I knew. And her husband wiped out the bank account, took the car, and left her with 2 kids under the age of 5. So she had nothing. I had sent my kids to religious education, and my son came home with a flyer, and they were looking for food for the food pantry. The church has a food pantry. Now, my girlfriend or this acquaintance wasn't even a member of my church, but I called and I said, you know, I have no problem donating food, but who gets this food? Like, how do you determine who's in need? And the woman, her name was Julia, and she said to me, anybody who asks gets food. So I told her the story of my girlfriend, and she said, Angela, give me her phone number. And it was right then that I said, oh shit, what did I do? Like, I just outed this woman, and I don't really even know her that well, and she's going to kill me. And I'm stuttering on the phone, and I'm saying, I don't know. I don't know if I, you know, and Julia said, trust me, I've been trained. I know how to handle this. Give me 20 minutes and then call her. So I waited 20 minutes, and I was dying for 20 minutes. And my girlfriend was so grateful. And they actually told her that they had an overabundance of food, that they heard that she was in a tight spot, and they had an overabundance of food, and could she please come down and pick up food? So for almost 2 years, I would drive my girlfriend down there, and we got close over the, you know, every 2 weeks they would call her and they would ask her, you know, do you need anything? You know, please come down. Our shelves are overflowing. Finally, she got a job, and, you know, she would say, no, I have a job now. I don't need it. And they would say to her, use the money for your children, you know, buy them some clothes. We have plenty of food here. Come get food here. So fast forward, probably 40 years later, you know, she moved, she lives in Florida. I contacted her via Facebook when I realized I wanted to do something, because I wanted to give back. And there is a lot of waste, you know, Kay, there is a lot of waste in cold processed soap, you know, when you're trimming the edges. And I have a lot of private label customers, so I can't even use their ends and pieces as samples because it's not my soap.
Right.
So that's what I use. And I kind of liked the idea that I was using ends and pieces and things that would have normally been thrown away,
Thrown out. Yeah.
and selling them.
So
and then what I do is the whole money for the whole soap gets donated. So they're $6 a bar. The kit it's 4 soaps in a nice little kit. And there's a card on top with a story about my girlfriend, who actually gave me permission. I don't use her name, but she told me that I could, but I won't. There's no reason to. But she was really happy, and she said, Angela, anything you could do to help them is wonderful. So this is $25 and $25. If you buy it, $25 will go to that food pantry.
That's amazing.
So yes,
You know,
wonderful
for
story.
all the years that I've known you, Angela, I don't know if I ever knew the full story.
Yeah,
That's incredible.
That is the story.
That really is incredible.
Yeah.
And honestly, you guys, $25 for like 4 bars of soap for amazing season and amazing cause doesn't get any better than that.
And they're all like potpourri soaps. They're all different.
That's right.
It's really
and they come
cool.
in this nice gift packet. So even if you don't keep it for yourself, maybe you can give someone as a gift.
I had someone do this. I had someone contacted me. Her son was a social worker and his wife to be was a social worker. And what I did was I put them like this, one soap in a bag with the card, and that was their wedding favor.
Aww,
so
awesome.
She was so cute because she said, you know, I said, well, I'll discount the price. And she said, oh, no, you won't. I will pay full price and you will donate full. And I'm like, okay, that's fine.
There we go.
That's
awesome.
Yeah.
That's a great story.
But Kay, these are awesome.
Teddy bears.
The teddy bears. I don't know if we were talking about the teddy bears when we thought we were live and we weren't live. So
Right.
I'm talking about the teddy bears again, because these are so cute. And these are melt and pour soap, right?
Yes.
It looks like a real teddy bear. I mean, I can touch it and I'm almost thinking that I'm feeling fur. It's got even a rough feel to it. You know, it's not smooth. It does not look like soap. I'm sure people tell you all the time, this is too pretty to use.
Yes, they do. But as soap makers, you know, that's nothing we want to hear.
Yeah.
I always say, yes, you can use it. I'll make more. I'll make another. But these are made, most of them I make the molds myself. I do purchase some of them, but of course there are certain items I'll see. In this case, this was a figurine I got at a discount store somewhere, and I really like the teddy bear, so I usually use a 2-part silicone. They're liquid, but when you put them together, they become solid.
Okay.
If you pour it over a figurine, they will, of course, give you.
What does a mold look like?
The mold is, in my case, it looks like this. That's because the container I used was, I think it was a quart container.
Right.
That I put it in. So it will take on the shape of the container you put it in to be made, but it will give you a cavity of the item you're making a mold of. So those details come with the item that you're molding. So in this case, it was the figurine.
And you get the color on it by painting them?
The color I paint on after the
painted.
Yes. In some cases,
I can't wrap my head around that.
In some cases, it's hand painted. In other cases, I don't have an example of that, but some of them I do like a double pour. So I think, Melissa, the one you have looks
I have
more detailed. So each color, the starfish has 2 different colors. See, so the darker color will be the first pour.
Right.
And then, of course, you don't fill it up. And then the lighter color goes in after as a second pour. So sometimes you'll get your different colors that way.
Amazing. I mean, they are, hold on, let me get this one.
The ducks.
Look at that.
The duck, in this case, I have my logo on that's from embedded paper.
Oh, look at that. Can you see that?
So usually I'll put, for instance, if it's a birthday party, it will be happy birthday, Mary, and the date or whatever will go on. Any kind of writing is usually in paper, and I'll stick it onto the duck that way.
I didn't notice that. That is so cool.
Yeah. And someone like me who really has a hard time thinking and seeing in 3D, like that really blows my mind. I can't wrap my head around it, which is why you are the amazing soap artist that you are when it comes to this, and I will leave that to your expertise, but it's incredible.
Do you look at things and then go, oh, I can make a soap out of that?
Yes, I do that every day, all day, all the time. For instance, this is actually a bath toy.
Okay.
It's for Breast Cancer Awareness Month in October.
Yeah, I can see that. Yep.
Of course, yes, I have a mold for any events or fundraising that we do with.
What's the weirdest thing you ever made a mold out of?
Be careful.
All right, I take it back.
The weirdest thing, probably fresh fruits.
Oh.
I did pretty much, I've done lemons and limes and tangerines mostly. I did blueberries the other day. Because the blueberry ones that I was purchasing looked like tiny apples. So I got myself some, of course, you search through for the perfect looking ones. And I made molds out of the blueberries.
Wow.
So that I can have blueberries, blueberry looking.
Wow, that really is incredible.
What about grapes? I wonder if you could do grapes.
Grapes? Yes, you can do grapes. But I didn't because I found a mold that was already made. So
where do you find the small, like the smaller molds?
The little ones?
Yeah.
Oh, those, it just happens to be whatever. For instance, for embeds, for the soap kits we're going to be talking about later.
Oh my God, those soap kits.
I use, in most cases, I use buttons. So this is a baby shark. We know that song?
Oh, baby shark. Yes.
Okay, so we have, this is the button that I use
to
make the molds. And then I'll use that mold to make baby shark embeds.
Oh my gosh,
for
that's
the kids.
so
Wow.
cute.
So what do we have here?
Tell us about the kits, because these are really like incredible.
Beyond
So
incredible.
very blown away.
So Kay sent me a kit. So I want to show you what she sent me. So this is what the one kit looks like. You get it in a bag like this. But look at these. Look at this rabbit.
Which one did you get? Oh, you got the rabbits. I got flowers. Like
Okay,
flowers
and then there's some grass, some more grass, and I got some flowers. And you get instructions. Now, I'm a little bit embarrassed because I do a melt and pour soap kit too, but it is nothing like this. It's just you melt the soap, you mix it in a cup, you pour it in the mold, add your whatever.
You call it a day.
Yeah, she's got 3 pages of instructions on how to do this. And so I'll go through it really quick, Kay.
Okay.
Because you were so helpful here. Steps 1, 2, and 3, because there's a lot of steps. You basically melt the soap. You get soap, like bars of soap. Let me show you everything you get. You get blocks of soap.
Labeled really nicely too, so you know what to do.
And then a little spray of alcohol, a little thing of scent, and a little tiny bottle of color. So basically the instructions say that you melt the soap, the white soap, and you put it in the mold, which is this. Then after you do that, you need to lay down your embeds where you want them. And I think you put a little bit of clear melt and pour soap.
Yes,
before
you
you
do
put
the clear, because the clear will help the embeds to stick to your white soap.
Right. So this is a long process. We were talking about doing this on the show, but it would just take too long. But it's so cool. And then the last process is where you put the clear melt and pour over the embeds, and you have your soap.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Pop it out.
There you go.
It's beautiful.
So crazy.
And then you have a choice. You can go on the website and choose which embeds you'd like to get.
Right. See, Melissa's are different than mine.
Yeah. So these
And
ones
then-
are the springtime. She got a little rabbit, whereas you have
This is a rainbow.
rainbows. We have, let's see. I have some rainbows. I have hot air balloons.
Holy crap, Kay.
And they come with clouds as well.
Holy crap.
We have what I call elephants in the tulips. So you get little elephants.
Unbelievable.
The elephants will be, each of these will be different. So it's not all pink, and they're usually random. Sorry.
You gotta see the detail.
Yeah.
We have, these I love so much. I call them ducks in the rain. Let's see. There we go.
Oh,
So
that's
this is
cute.
a little ducky. You come with an umbrella, and you actually get raindrops.
You're kidding.
Tiny little raindrops to go with it.
Now, how do you make what do you use in the, is it like a white raindrop, a glitter raindrop? Like
It's usually blue, like,
Amazing.
watercolored. Because you also get a little capsule of glitter. It's like, the glycerin capsules that you get your medicine in.
Right.
And of course, the fragrance, the color, and the glitter are all optional. So you kind of just twist it open like so.
Right.
And you can put these in your soap as well or not. It's up to you.
Hey, it's
You get
amazing.
to
So
put it the way you
so
want.
when someone orders a kit from you,
Mhm.
is the kit already assembled with the colors and everything to go together, or can people choose a particular fragrance or?
They can choose.
Okay,
I
they can choose.
usually give them the option to choose just the embeds. But if they have a specific request, I'd like to have blue color and papaya fragrance
Right.
oil.
Wow.
Or my
That's
kids
like
don't,
serious
in
customization.
for instance, Angela is someone I know who's pretty sensitive to fragrance oil. If they want essential oils instead, we can do that. And I used to do, each kit is enough material to do 2 bars of soap. And I used to give just the one. So if you're asking for rainbows, you'll get enough to do 2 rainbows. But I've realized some people wanted to switch it up. So I've given them the option to, you can get 2 different set of embeds. And all the available embeds are on the website. If you go to the DIY soap making kits, you can check out the different embeds. That way you can choose the ones you'd like.
And Kay, you did this as a class on the Upper West Side, correct?
Sort of. I put the kits together because of our current situation where people were at home, and I thought it would be a nice thing for kids to do while they're at home. But I also do a series of soap making at the Little Shop of Crafts up on Amsterdam and 94th. They're a walk-in craft studio. So you walk in, you pick the craft that you want to do, and you can sit down and do it. So one of the offerings we were giving were soap making. So I had everything set out, and the kids will come by, they'll pick whatever embeds they want. Nothing that I didn't put any set together. I just had embeds, different embeds of different things. They'll choose the ones they want, and it was unlimited. They can take as many as they want. They can pick their fragrance if they wanted a fragrance. They can pick a color. They can add glitter if they want. And they went crazy. And the kids would always surprise me because they'll come up with things I would never think of.
Right.
They'll put their items together and they would be gorgeous. We even started offering soap making birthday parties.
Oh, good.
The shop offers birthday parties with craft. So we included the soap making in the birthday parties as well for the kids.
That's so cool. So before we move on to Angela's limited editions and all her other soaps here, honestly, you guys, this is the time. School is over. Summer is here. Share this with all of your friends so that they can buy these kits and keep your little ones busy.
Because we're all supposed to be washing our hands.
And it encourages them to wash their hands with the soap that they make.
Totally, because these things really, should not be kept on the bathroom shelf for prettiness. They're useful. They're pretty and useful. So
as pretty as they are useful, yes.
Absolutely. So, Angela, I'll take it back to you.
Okay.
First of all, I adore you and I love your stuff. So, tell us a little bit about your limited edition.
Okay.
And the mission behind that.
So, the limited edition soap. You know what? Let me start with the classic soaps just because it makes more sense in my mind. So when I started making soap maybe 21 years ago, and I was a hobbyist for a very long time. And about 11, 12 years ago, I decided that it was finally time for me to do what I wanted to do. And I wanted to have a soap company. And I was using fragrance oils. And I was finding, and I was the type of person that would spend hours in Yankee Candle, at a perfume counter in Macy's. I loved any kind of aroma. It didn't make a difference if it was synthetic or natural. And I still like synthetic aromas. I don't think there's anything wrong with them, but now they give me migraines because when I started making soap, that concentrated, my studio's in my home, so that it was like living in Bath and Body Works. It was a constant headache. So I switched over for my line to naturals, to essential oils, and I don't get headaches from them. So I have your usual lavender because everybody's got a lavender soap. This one is actually my favorite, lavender lemongrass.
And that's a great
lavender lemongrass is supposed to me, my mom actually gave me a gift certificate to a spa one day, and this is what it smelled like when I walked in. So I wanted to kind of recreate that experience. So that's why I made this one.
That's awesome.
And then peppermint scrub was just to wake up because it's very pepperminty. It's got crushed apricot seeds in it, so it really feels good against your skin. This one is my best seller. But I also wanted to be mindful of my fellow migraine sufferers who can't smell essential oils either, because sometimes essential oils give people headaches too. I'm lucky they don't for me. So I do have my unscented soaps, which is my goat milk, the honey oatmeal, and olive oil. So olive oil is 100% olive oil.
Nice.
And it can be a very, because most, as a cold processed soap maker, and Kay, you make soap also, and so do you, Melissa. You know, each oil brings something to the soap. I do use palm oil. That makes the bar hard. Coconut oil gives you lots of bubbles. Shea butter gives you that creamy feel. Olive oil is really moisturizing. So each oil gives you something for your soap, but olive oil alone is a very low lather soap. So I like to warn people before they buy it that you're not going to get a lot of bubbles. It almost feels slimy as you wash with it. So I just do like to warn people about that. It's a very low lather soap, but to me, I love it. You either love it or you hate it.
And for your olive oil, how long do you cure it for?
I cure them for 6 weeks.
And regular 6 weeks?
Regular soap. Yeah, a little bit longer. Like my regular soaps cure for 4 weeks. The olive oil cures a little bit longer, but I haven't found a difference in weight after 4 weeks.
Right.
So that's what I go by. I weigh it. It's not losing any more water. It's cured.
Okay.
So.
Very cool. And the colors, I mean.
Oh yeah, and the limited editions.
The limited editions?
All natural colors.
Yep. So then we have the limited editions, which I was changing up, but these have kind of stuck because people like them. The rose patchouli, the anise orange, or is it anise orange? I really need to learn how to say that. Is it anise or anise? I say anise. My sister says anise. I say that sounds hoity-toity.
It's the one you call it, Angela.
Anise?
Whatever you call it.
Yeah.
As long as we know what you're talking about, we're good.
Yeah, and patchouli clove. So those are the soaps that I usually have. I do have other limited edition soaps depending on the time of the year. I just started because we're thinking about the fall. I just made my pumpkin spice. I'll do grandma's pancakes in a little while. But yeah,
I love those names.
Yeah. Well, grandma's pancakes was kind of funny because I actually, the pumpkin spice and grandma's pancakes, I use a natural fragrance oil for. That it doesn't bother me. It doesn't give me a headache. Brian, my husband, was at an event with me and he kept smelling the soap going, oh, it smells like grandma's pancakes. It smells like grandma's pancakes. So the next year I just changed the name to grandma's pancakes because it just made him happy, you know? So, so it's, and it does, it has like, it's got like maple notes and vanilla notes and a little bit of cinnamon. It kind of does smell like grandma's pancakes. It's actually I think it's called rice milk and cardamom, but we call it grandma's pancakes. So
I haven't had dinner yet. I think when I go home, I'm going to make
some pancakes for dinner.
Making breakfast for dinner.
There you go.
Listen, I'm a non-traditional woman.
I also wanted to point out the packaging on these are so creative. I think they are awesome. It's a fabric, and what type of material is this?
This is a vellum.
A vellum.
A vellum, yeah.
And each one you do a different fabric for each one. Those are so cute.
I wanted to put some color in the soaps because except for, you know, the one I use the rose clay with, they're pretty much the same color. So I did want to get some color in there.
Great presentation. I love that.
Beautiful.
I do love your nurse's soap, Kay.
The scrubs, yes, I've made that for, you know, for our frontline workers. My sister is a nurse, so I wanted to share that with some of her colleagues and any other nurse that I know. I kind of sent them out to them.
And do you hand paint these, or are these two different?
Those are double pours.
Those are double poured?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Sometimes they're triple poured. Sometimes I do a different color with the stethoscope.
Did you make the mold for these?
No, that particular mold I purchased.
Come on, Kay.
Maybe I'll come up with one later.
You never know.
But in this case, no. Sometimes I buy my molds, Angela.
And I got a whole bunch of other soap from Kay too.
Yes. So in addition to all the fancy stuff that I do regular bars of soap as well.
I'm going to be very clean.
Yes, you are.
Listen, for anyone, I seriously got lucky moderating tonight because I have soap for like years probably. So thank you, ladies.
You're very welcome.
I like the vanilla dream. I know it's a fragrance oil, but because some of them I can handle, and this one I think is really nice.
Bamboo Retreat is
okay.
divine.
Bamboo Retreat actually has bamboo powder in it, so
Bamboo
there's
powder,
slight exfoliant
nice.
character to it. Melissa and Company is actually the first bar or the first blend I've ever come up with.
Real? You just named it after Melissa. You named it after Melissa.
Hey. We can always, switch it over to Melissa's bar of soap, which is something I do as well. I have what's called a signature line. So after consulting with the person, I can make them a bar of soap, and I usually name it after the person. And
very smart.
Exclusive. It's exclusively made for that person. Right. In this case, however, I did name it after the lemon balm, which is also called Melissa, the essential oil that was because about 20 years ago, approximately, I was taking a class, an aromatherapy class, and my homework assignment was to create a blend and present it in class in any form you wish. And I had recently received a melt and pour soap making kit, and my curiosity was piqued, and I was just happy making soap. And I created this particular blend, which is lemon balm or Melissa, cypress, rosewood, and cinnamon. Just I think like 2 or 3 drops of cinnamon. And I put it in the form of a bar of soap, and I went to class, and this is my homework assignment. And I was so excited about my show and tell. And my instructor looked at me and she says, okay, so how much? I'm like, how much what? She said, how much are you selling the soap for? I'm like, no, you can have it. It's free. I'm just happy to. She's like, no, put a price on it. So the very first bar of soap I ever made and sold was a Melissa and Company. Company meaning the other oils that's with it.
Right.
And I sold it for $2.
Girl, you've come a long
Every
way.
week I would come to class with another bar of soap for someone, and there we go. That's how business started.
Hey, I've got a question. I know because you do both cold process, hot process, and melt and pour, right?
Correct.
I don't do much melt and pour. Like, I'm really limited. But I know that cinnamon in cold processed soap will seize if you're not careful. You really have to work it in carefully. What about with melt and pour soap? Is there an issue with cinnamon and the spices, clove?
It's not really. However, you do have to be careful with something like cinnamon, which is a really hot oil. So, of course, if you notice, it's the very last one on the list because it's just a few drops to it, because it can actually burn the skin, especially undiluted. But in a blend like this, you have to be careful with the amount you put in.
Right. But it doesn't.
But it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Good to know.
Have the same problem. That's the thing with doing melt and pour and cold process. Some things you can do in melt and pour, you can't do in cold process, and vice versa.
Yeah, and the
you
detail.
Have to look out for different things.
The detail too that you can get in melt and pour. I know that when I first started making soap, there was like a divide between the cold process soap makers and the melt and pour soap makers. And I've always thought that melt and pour is such an art. You can do so many cool things with melt and pour soap. I mean, Kay is like the melt and pour.
Yeah, melt and pour I think is very forgiving compared to to cold process. I compare them to cooking and baking. In baking, you need to be precise. You need to have the right timing. You need to have the right amount of ingredients. And the same thing with cold process soap. Whereas in melt and pour, if you go over, okay, so you went over, we'll work with that.
Little of this, a
Little of this, a little of that.
Right,
Yes,
right.
exactly.
Kitchen, a little dash of this and a little dash of that.
Exactly.
So you guys both mentioned that you do orders, right? And so if someone was interested in some wedding gifts or even some frontline support soaps, how could people find you and keep you busy?
Send us a message. Message us, email us.
Okay.
I'll put my email down below, Angela at Alegna Soap.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, same here. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and my website is Soap on Fifth. Okay, we need to pay attention to this. The name of the company, the name of my company is Soap Studio on Fifth, but the website is Soap on Fifth.
Okay.
For the difference, yes.
And I just want to show you really quick because I'm so excited about this soap. I did it today on my 4 p.m. live. Look at that.
Oh yes, the lace top.
The lace top.
Ooh.
How cool did that come out?
That
I haven't done this in like
pretty.
2-3 years. But I had
Oh,
a
wow.
fondant mat, and I filled it in with white soap and laid it at the bottom of a mold. So this is for a baby shower.
Cool.
Yeah.
That is cool. I just want, the vanilla soap I wanted to mention. You mentioned you like the vanilla soap.
Yes.
It's 2 different vanilla oils.
Oh.
And it actually has vanilla beans in it.
Really?
Actual
these
little beans of
here.
vanilla inside.
Nice.
Very
Cool.
cool.
that actually works. Like I said, the bamboo has bamboo extracts, the powder. And extra virgin, yeah, I know it's a weird name, but in addition to the essential oils in it, I did add just a bit of olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, hence the name.
Right.
So it gives that little extra. And just like your olive oil soap, in the melt and pour, the more oils you have, the less lather you get.
Right.
However, this is one of my favorites. I like the smell. I like the feel. So it's still here. And my it's called Case Sutra. I actually it's a blend of fragrance. There you go. It's a blend of fragrance and essential oil. There is a nutmeg essential oil. Again, another hot oil where you just have a drop, but the blend of it's green tea and lotus with just that touch of nutmeg.
Nice.
That ties it all together and gives it what I thought was really seductive scent.
And the color is beautiful. I really like
And
it.
the color, the inspiration I had, it's kind of coral with glitter in it. And I actually used to put artificial pheromones, synthetic pheromones in this bar.
In the soap?
Yes, and I used to label it for keep out of the reach of children, etc., etc. But I don't do that anymore. It's just
You know what I like about
fragrance and essential oil now.
What I like about your blends, Kay, is that you blend the way that I blend. I don't blend, and I know, Melissa, you're an aromatherapist, so lavender is for this, lemongrass is for this, and nutmeg is for that, whatever. I don't give a rat's hoot what anything is for. I blend things because I think they smell good together. Like I don't, I didn't make a lavender soap so that someone could, relax and fall asleep. I blend because I think things smell good together. More like a perfuming kind of blend. And I think that's how Kay blends too.
Yeah.
Pretty much. The thing is, because I do have that aromatherapy background, I do both depending on what the purpose of the blend is for.
And that's what makes us unique as artisans, right? That's what, like I blend, lightning, sorry, my lights are going out. I blend with the purpose, right? And so with the chakras, and that's what that's what makes us phenomenal, because we all bring something so different to the table.
Yes.
So if you guys could, because their question has come through, pricing, you could share what the pricing of your soaps, and ladies and gentlemen, free shipping. So order up, free shipping. So what are we charging
Yes,
here?
the soaps, my soaps are $8 per bar. However, 3 for 20 this weekend. I think it's a little higher on the website, but I'll adjust the price if anyone orders through the website. My the kits are $25. And again, if you'd like to get 2 different sets of in-beds, that is fine. If you need, you have to DM me if you need special fragrances, or if you want a particular color, etc. And the 3D soaps, they start about $6 and they go up depending on the item and the the detail that's needed.
Right.
Awesome.
Right. I mean, these are hand painted.
I know. Listen.
Yeah.
Priceless.
And I have the soap for soup gift pack is $25, and my soaps are $8 each. I am tech challenged and cannot figure out how to bundle like 3 for $20 or whatever. So what I'm doing is I've been making on my 4 o'clock Facebook Live, I've been making these little celebration soaps. So every order this weekend is going to get a different little celebration soap included.
Very cool.
Okay.
Very cool. And for your soap kit, Kay, what's the age recommendation?
I'll say 5 and up. However, right there in the instructions, under the list of equipment needed, there is at least 1 adult to help. At least one to help with the soap.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool, ladies. My gosh, time has gone by.
We
have way too much fun on these things.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
It's good though. It's good. You guys do some incredible work. So yeah, everybody, thanks for joining in. It's 10 to 8. And again, Angela Alegna Soap, okay, from Soap Studio on 5th. I got it, see? Find them on Instagram, Facebook. If you are following us on Facebook, you will definitely see the links to their sites and all the information. Watch the replay over a few times so that you can, because I'm probably going to have to figure out these steps again by watching a replay a little bit. My brain doesn't function like that. And the next week, join us next week.
Who's on next week?
Anne-Marie. Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, who's on next week? Anne-Marie.
Yeah, Anne-Marie, right? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm not prepared.
Who else?
Okay, it'll come to us.
Yes,
but it's already posted in the Facebook group. It's posted. Week 5. Find us, follow us, love us, because we love you.
Yes.
With that, as always, stay safe, stay healthy. Hopefully we'll see each other soon.
And wash your hands.
Wash your hands. Wash your armpits. No. For all the teenage boys who are home like mine. As always, ladies, a fantastic, phenomenal evening. Good night, everyone.
Thank you, Melissa. Thanks, Kay.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.